TrustBank has recently launched fractional trading for US stocks and ETFs on TrustInvest, and after receiving some of your messages, yes, I've spent some time testing it out myself, so today I'm here to share with you an honest review. An upfront disclaimer, this video is done in collaboration with TrustBank, but I've been given the freedom to share my genuine thoughts after trying out the platform. This video is meant to educate you on what this new launch is all about and not to recommend any specific stocks. With that said, let's dive right in. Let's go. TrustBank's new offering of fractional trading for US stocks and ETFs is all available within the same Trust app. Once you log in, tap on Invest on the bottom right of the screen, sign up, and this is the interface that you'll see. But what exactly is fractional trading? It simply means that as an investor, you're able to own a slice of a US stock or ETF instead of having to buy the full share. On TrustInvest, the minimum investment amount is US $10 per trade, which allows you to start smaller while gradually building up a diversified portfolio, either across different companies, industries, or through ETFs that are already diversified by design. This is especially helpful for beginners who are just starting out and may not have the large amount of capital upfront, or perhaps you've been into investing but just not quite ready to commit big amounts just yet. For example, purely just to illustrate this point, some well-known US companies trade anywhere between US $300 to $600 per share. For context, Tesla is right now trading at $421. And even broad market ETFs that tracks the S&P 500 can be priced in that same range. With fractional trading, you don't have to come up with the full amount. You can buy a fraction instead and still be a US blue chip company owner. That's it, a quick reminder that the stocks and ETFs mentioned here are just for illustration purposes only. This is not a recommendation to buy, and everyone's financial situation is different. Investments involve risk. Always do your own research and make investment decisions that align with your own goals and risk tolerance. And of course, what everyone is curious about, the fees. There are no custody fees, no platform fees, and no settlement fees for trading. On top of that, from now to 30th of June 2026, customers can enjoy 0 commissions on trades. From 1st of July 2026 onwards, commissions will be 0.05% per trade with a minimum fee of US $2.99. Just a quick note that exchange and regulatory fees will still apply. These are the standard charges imposed by the exchanges or regulators and not charged by Trust. The following tables compares TrustInvest stock fees against 2 other low-cost brokerages and banks in the market. I'm not able to display the full platform names here, but you'll probably recognize who these are. The point of this comparison isn't to say one platform is better than another, it's simply to give you a sense of where TrustInvest sits in today's landscape. What you can see is that TrustInvest is competitive within the low-cost fintech space, and when you compare it against traditional bank brokerages, the fees are actually significantly more attractive. As always, fees are just one part of the equation. The right platform really comes down to how you invest, how often you trade, and what kind of experience you're looking for. Signing up took under a minute, literally. I went into my Trust app, bottom right Invest, clicked on Open a Stock Account and went through the guided steps. Submitted at 11:08 AM and the account was approved a minute later at 11:09. The main difference in my experience is how hassle-free it is because everything is in one app. I'm simply topping up the brokerage with the SGD that I have in my Trust savings account with a few taps. When it comes to foreign currency rate comparisons, I'm not able to write the names out again, but you can tell who we're comparing to. The rates were actually very similar, just that now Trust has given you the convenience within just one singular app. These are the FX rates that I got when my trades were done on 26th of January 2026 for these platforms. There are 2 main types of orders that you can place, a market order and a limit order. A market order means your trade will go through immediately at the current market price. It's straightforward. You just set the amount that you want to invest, confirm, and the trade is executed right away. A limit order, on the other hand, lets you set the maximum price that you're willing to pay. The trade will only be executed if the stock reaches the price that you've set or anything lower. In this example I'm showing you, I'm placing a limit order for close to US $100 worth of shares. I set the price, preview the order, swipe up to confirm, and that's it. Once the stock hits my set price, the trade will automatically go through. If you're someone who appreciates having an all-in-one platform to manage your money, this might be something that's up your alley. When it comes to fees, now I think Trust is competitive as there are no custody fees, no platform fees, and no settlement fees for trading. And not forgetting that from now to 30th of June 2026, there are 0 commissions on trades. But from 1st of July onwards, this is the following fees. And as I've always shared, not everything needs to be optimized to the very last cent. What matters more is whether the tools works for you and actually helps you take that first step into investing. In terms of user experience, I genuinely like how clean and simple everything feels. When you tap into a particular stock, the price charts are easy to read. There's some basic company information and related news, enough to give you context without feeling overwhelmed. I like how you're able to fund an investment account directly within one app and having a single summary page that gives you an overview of your cash and investments in one place. TrustInvest Stocks is relatively new, but over 10,000 customers have opened a trading account with Trust, and I'm curious to see how it evolves over time. From now to 31st March 2026, you can get a sure win fractional stock worth up to US $500 when you make your first trade of at least US $1,000. If you have tried out TrustInvest Stocks yourself, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have any questions, as always, my Instagram DMs are open, but do note that no financial advice or recommendations will be provided. That's all I have for today's video, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye!